Welcome to the Pror show. This is Dheeraj Kumar Kamar. I have Ayush Sharma with me. Today we have Mr. Saurabh Jain. He's an angel investor in a VC firm. He's co-founder of FSV Capital. He's having an experience of 22 years in investment banking and tech. He has invested in sustainability, agri-tech, telecom, and many more. And today we're going to talk with Mr. Saurabh Jain. So, Mr. Saurabh Jain, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
So, we just would like to know your journey so far with the FSV Capital and how you have been in this industry. Please tell me about it.
We formed FSV Capital in 2023. And before that, I worked with other investment banking firms. I was part of Venture Garage. I was part of Solace Capital and Venture Capital. The intention was, in forming FSV Capital was to engage with startups and early stage businesses that are working in the emerging technology sector. With my co-founders Kamlesh Nagware and Prasanna Lohar, we with their skill set in emerging technologies and the fintech sector, we felt that we can add value to the startups, both in helping them raise capital and also helping them scale up. Because a lot of times what I've seen is that a lot of startups struggle to scale up even after raising capital. So just raising capital is not enough. So and with the kind of network that we enjoy between three of us, we are able to make those introductions and save a lot of time and conversion cycle for those startups. So that helps them grow faster.
Correct.
Got it. Mr. Saurabh, I would also want to know that what all are the challenges that you are facing nowadays to entertain all the startups, and what all are the requirements that you are keen to know about them?
Challenges. So we receive a lot of pitch decks. We receive a lot of inquiries from startups that are raising capital. The biggest challenge or biggest issue that I face with those early stage businesses, a lot of them are not well researched. So that early initial research can save them a lot of mistakes, and it will save them a lot of resources that they might burn, a lot of time that they might waste in actually realizing that they did not cover that part of the spectrum, and they just feel that let's just start the business, and maybe a lot of times they see other companies doing well in that particular sector or subdomain, either in India or outside India, and sometimes they are not focused on solving the problem. A lot of times they end up creating a problem to solve that.
So sort of basically what kind of founders that basically they're looking into, what ideas they should come with, right? And how do you want to guide those founders?
So in terms of focus sectors, we are very, very bullish on emerging technology. We are very focused on ESG, sustainability. We are very excited about fintech solutions that companies are bringing to us. AI is a very, very hot domain right now. But at the same time, I always joke about AI. A lot of people use AI as धनिया. तो जैसे आप कोई सब्जी के ऊपर थोड़ा सा धनिया डाल देते हो, तो लोग एक प्रोडक्ट बना के उसको थोड़ा सा AI का ऊपर धनिया डाल देते हैं और बोल देते हैं हमारा स्टार्टअप AI स्टार्टअप है. So, but it has to be a hardcore AI product, and it should be able to solve those problems that actually needed to be solved.
Got it. So is there any specific ticket size that you are able to invest in the market that you want to share with us?
Our sweet spot is roughly about 250K. We can go up to 500,000, but typically majority of the checks will be in the range of 200-250K.
That's a
And
good
what
range.
kind of startups you have invested so far? Little journey, you can please brief on it.
Sure. So we have invested in a solar platform. We have invested in a organic clothing company for kids.
Okay.
And they're making products with bamboo fabric. So that's part of sustainability initiative. We have invested into a company which is making biofuels from garbage. We have invested in telecom companies. Then we are exploring a few fintech products.
Okay.
We also have invested in agri-tech model. We are very bullish on agriculture and agri-tech products.
Okay.
I think that's one of the most underrated sector, and I'm actually very happy to see a lot of youngsters jumping into it and bringing the building a bridge between India and Bharat.
Got it. Got it.
In
So-
fact, nowadays government is also supporting the agri-tech industry, if I would say. There are multiple, industries, they are working on the same manner. Government is giving them support in terms of grants. So the same manner. Do you have anything that you have in your mind that what specifically the pointers that you're looking into, that what you can do in terms of investing into the agri-tech industry?
So, there are multiple levels, of processing that is happening in the agri-tech sector. There are companies that are making mulch sheets. There are companies that are into cultivation and farming. There are companies that are into processing, food processing. There are companies that are working on spices. So again, and interestingly and very, it makes me very happy that most of those youngsters come from, have been very well educated in the top schools in the country or outside India, and they are able to contribute to the agri-tech sector and actually making huge inroads in that domain. Eventually, also directly or indirectly helping the farmers that are associated with them.
Understood.
And government, thankfully, I'm very happy that the Indian government has been insanely supportive and cooperative, and they've been providing fund support, they've been providing subsidy support, and in terms of infrastructure they are supporting, in terms of tax breaks they are supporting. So government, and not just restricting to agri-tech, and government have been very supportive to early stage business and entrepreneurship. To other sectors also. Emerging technology, government has a lot of subsidies, lot of grant programs. Startup India and DPIIT are working, magnificent, amazingly well. So, if somebody is sincere in building a product and they, have some sort of clarity of thought in terms of what they are willing to build and what problem they are solving, there is a lot of support available, both in terms of incubation, in terms of subsidy, in terms of grant programs. Even banks are offering a lot of unsecured loans in terms of stand up India scheme. So अगर आप सिंसियर हो और आपके पास कुछ क्लैरिटी है, आपको इंक्यूबेशन में तो जगह इमीडिएटली मिल जाती है. एंड इंडिया हैज पैन इंडिया, आपके पास टॉप ऑफ द लाइन इंक्यूबेशन प्रोग्राम्स हैं which have produced very good startups.
Great. So, Mr. Saurabh, as FSV Capital has introduced good amount of funds to the Indian ecosystem of startups, I would want to know your memorable experience. That what was the first memorable experience that you have had with the startup, and what was your favorite part of that journey?
So I can recall two on the top of my head. So we invested in two companies. One is into sustainability. They are doing a solar platform. And we met them when they were at a very early stage. They were doing about 28 lakhs rupees in terms of turnover. And we wrote them a check of about 25 lakhs. And that the next year after that, the same company was able to do about 4 crores in turnover. They were almost 20 times in their growth. And this year itself, they were able to achieve 4 crores in first quarter itself. So this year they will be able to touch somewhere between 20 to 25 crores. From a 28 lakh rupees company to a 25 crore rupees company in 2 years, with, and we have been, supporting them both with funds and our network and the ecosystem. And it makes me very, very happy and excited, about that particular company, and that the fact that we were able to make some contribution in their growth path. Secondly, we also invested in the organic clothing company. And so we entered in that very, very early stage. They were at a monthly turnover of about 1.5 crores at that time when we invested in them. And after 2 years, they are at a MRR of about 6 crores, which is about 72 crore rupees. And they're raising money right now at a valuation of 170 crores. So we were again very, very excited and happy that somebody, and young boys, very young people, and very, very committed guys, and very dynamic in their approach. And they were able to grow the company organically without massive cash burn. That was the best part about both the company. Because a lot of times what I've seen is that people feel that burning is necessary to grow.
Absolutely. Nowadays,
it is sometimes in a hardcore technology product, it is necessary, but if you're doing a semi traditional product, I don't think so you will need that kind of cash burn.
Exactly. So, like, before moving towards the next questions, I would like to tell my audience that Mr. Saurabh Jain is having approximately 2 decades of experience in the startup ecosystem. Accordingly, Mr. Saurabh, I would want to ask you that nowadays, because we are a startup consultancy and we help to the startups to get to the investors like you. I want to ask, there are too many startups in ideation stage nowadays, wanting to raise funds, wanting to approach the investors. They are cold calling them, they are cold emailing them, they are texting them in a n number of amounts. What is the very right approach to approach an investor, particularly when you are in an ideation stage?
Firstly, I would like to correct you. My 22 years of experience is divided between EdTech and investment banking. So 22 years is not.
Accordingly, that is also.
I don't want to mislead anybody.
Right.
So it's been divided between investment banking and EdTech. In terms of early stage funding, frankly speaking, it is, first of all, I would insist on them to get associated with an incubation program. It helps a lot. And there are some very good incubation programs in the country with the top schools and other government bodies, or even some private ones as well. And they will charge you certain percentage of equity, and which is still okay because you are an early stage new company. They will provide you platforms for pitch days. You can interact with investors, you can interact with other co-founders, and that you get a playground, and you can interact with other players, and without paying a penny from your own pocket. And I think it's a blessing it's a blessing that you have because of the robust ecosystem that the country has.
Absolutely.
And this is expanding to even tier 2, tier 3 and tier 4 cities. There are government schemes that are dedicated for tier 3 and tier 4 cities. If you are registered in your company in a tier 3 or tier 4 cities, you are qualified for 50 lakh rupees to 1 crore rupees of grant, not even a equity investment by government.
Right.
That's super.
And that is unconditional. So the government wants those cities to grow in the ecosystem. Take Indore and Jaipur for example. Indore has grown in terms of the startup ecosystem very, very fast.
Absolutely.
Jaipur has a lot of startups, a lot of investors. The second tier 2 cities are joining the bandwagon, and in no time you will realize that tier 3 cities are you're counting on tier 3 cities as well.
Absolutely.
So my strong suggestion would be to join an incubation program, and you can be, you can be picky on in terms of which incubation program. Talk to the mentors that they have. Talk to the incubation manager that is managing the program. You can evaluate, and it is a two-way street. They will evaluate you. You can evaluate them. And join them, and even if you have to move cities for a few months, and I think it is not a
So, Mr. Saurabh, further extending this particular question, I would want to know, because we are a consultancy, and after the show that we have done on ABP News, we have faced so many startups that haven't incorporated their concern as of now. No body corporate, no company as of now. They have a good idea. It can be good, it can't be, but at the initial stage they have an idea, but they don't have any concern. I would want to know your opinions or your suggestions to the startups, that how you see them, being a VC firm, being an angel investor, how you see them, that okay, this guy is having a good idea, but it's not having a concern as of now. How do you see them at your end?
Sometimes, in fact, we felt that they're not buying the reason that investor is giving. If the startup is, failing to get the investment from the investor, you can understand it's not easy for investor to invest into any startup. Wherein, without any, confirmation, we can see that okay, the startup can, go smoothly, and I can, get my money easily back, and I can get a good ROI as well. So basically, just wanted to, review from I need your review on it. What exactly you think?
So frankly, there's nothing wrong with being an ideation stage startup, but at the same time, a lot of questions are not being answered at that stage. The risk is drastically high as compared to a revenue generating startup.
Correct.
So, and secondly, what I feel in majority of the cases, 98-99% of the cases, or even 99.99% of the cases in a ideation stage startup, a lot of them are under researched. They don't spend, most of the founders do not spend time on researching about the market, about the scope, about competition. बहुत ही surface level पे they have those answers and data. In terms of and that is where the incubation program becomes very critical. Even if they are not registered, they don't have a body entity, they can still be adopted by incubation program, and there are at ideation stage grants that are provided by the government, and they can use that grant, maybe 10 lakhs, 5 lakhs, 20 lakhs, whatever that number is that they get. They can use that number to do the research. And secondly, and most importantly, I use a concept when I'm interacting with a lot of startups, early stage startups, whether ideation or they are already interacting with consumer and they have the product. So there is a thought that I always discuss with startups is the power of broke. तो अगर मैं आपको बोलता हूँ कि आपने पॉइंट ए टू पॉइंट बी जाना है, ठीक है, आपकी जेब में पैसा नहीं है, ठीक है, बट अब आप बोलो यार मेरे जेब में तो पैसा नहीं है, मैं तो जा नहीं सकता, तो मैं नहीं जाता. दैट इज वन वे टू वन अप्रोच. सेकेंड अप्रोच इज कि यार मुझे तो जाना है, कम वॉट में, बाय हुक बाय क्रूक बाय एनी वेज आई विल हैव टू गो देयर. तो वो क्या करेगा, वो किसी से लिफ्ट मांगेगा, किसी बस वाले से रिक्वेस्ट करेगा कि भैया मेरे को वहां पे आप प्लीज ड्रॉप कर दीजिए, किसी टैक्सी वाले से रिक्वेस्ट करेगा, तो ही मेक अ लिटिल मोर एफर्ट, और बट ही विल रीच पॉइंट फ्रॉम पॉइंट ए टू पॉइंट बी. दैट इज द विल. ठीक है. अब मैंने इसी आदमी को हाथ में 10,000 रुपए दे दिए, वो क्या करेगा, एक कैब बुक करेगा और सीधे 2 मिनट में पहुंच जाएगा. ठीक है, उसमें भी कोई बुराई नहीं है. दैट इज कॉमन वे. या कोई और थोड़ा थ्रिफ्टी फाउंडर हो गया, यार पैसे बचा लेता हूँ, बस में चला जाता हूँ. अगेन इट इज नो रॉन्ग आंसर, नो राइट आंसर है. But at the same time, I still call the second one, what he did was, I call that power of broke. कि भाई जेब में पैसा नहीं है, बट विल बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग है कि आई हैव टू डू इट, मेरे को कोई नहीं रोक सकता. And that is what makes a good founder.
Understood. And that's a true sense to view a
That
startup
means
idea.
you believe in your concept, you believe in your product, you believe in your startup. और जिसको believe नहीं होगा यार, पता नहीं वहां जाके कुछ फायदा होगा नहीं होगा.
बेसिकली थोड़ा होमवर्क भी करने की जरूरत
Yes,
है यहाँ स्टार्टअप
yes.
को. तो ये सोचना पड़ेगा कि इन्वेस्टर से अगर पैसा लेना है तो मुझे जो बेसिकली इन्वेस्टर की रिक्वायरमेंट्स है, इन्वेस्टर क्या चाह रहा है, वो ये चाह रहा है कि थोड़ा सा उस पर काम किया हो, खुद की कुछ इन्वेस्टमेंट कर रखी हो.
नहीं, इन्वेस्टमेंट नहीं भी कर रखी उसको. तो स्टार्टअप फाउंडर का सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट that they are able, they are very strong build. ठीक है, they build startups against all odds. They are competing with top corporates. तो strong will बहुत important है. And they are able to deal with rejections. They will receive rejections as an entrepreneur. उसमें startup और MSME का कोई difference नहीं है. आप when you interact with client, they say no to you all the time. कि यार नहीं चाहिए हमारा आपका प्रोडक्ट, गो, आपको इन्वेस्टमेंट नहीं देना, आप जाओ. तो रिजेक्शन से डील करना आना बहुत जरूरी है. तो और रिजेक्शन इज नॉट अ रिफ्लेक्शन ऑन योर पर्सनैलिटी एज एन इंडिविजुअल. रिजेक्शन इज द रिजेक्शन इज अ रिस्पॉन्स टू मी नॉट एक्सेप्टिंग योर प्रपोजल टुडे. सो आई ऑल्सो अगेन, मेरे एक गुरु थे, उन्होंने एक चीज सिखाई थी, नो मीन्स नॉट नाउ. कि अगर कोई मुझे आज मना कर रहा है, तो जरूरी नहीं है कि वो हमेशा मना कर. मैं 6 महीने बाद आपके पास दोबारा आऊंगा और अपना पिच करूंगा प्रोडक्ट, हो सकता है आप ले लो.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बिल्कुल.
सो बहुत ये एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप इज नॉट कॉम्प्लिकेटेड.
दिस पॉडकास्ट इज रियली गोइंग वेरी इंफॉर्मेटिव. बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिल रहा है सौरभ जी से, जहां सौरभ जी ने अपने पूरे एक्सपीरियंस को एक्सप्लेन किया है. स्टार्टअप्स को क्या करना चाहिए, ऑनगोइंग कहाँ कहाँ पे प्रॉब्लम्स है जो स्टार्टअप्स को लेके इन्वेस्टर्स जो है फेस कर रहे हैं, वो उनको कहाँ सुधरने की जरूरत है, ये भी हमें सीखने को मिल रहा है.
मेजरली जितनी भी कंसल्टेंसीज हैं, जितने भी लोग हैं जो ट्राई कर रहे हैं टू बी अ ब्रिज बिटवीन द स्टार्टअप्स एंड द इन्वेस्टर, आज हमारे लिए बहुत अच्छी अपॉर्चुनिटी है कि हम लोग एक इन्वेस्टर से डायरेक्टली वो क्या सोचते हैं, उनका माइंड प्रोसेस, मेंटालिटी क्या कैच करना चाहती है, वो आपको जानने के लिए मिल रहा है. सो व्हाट्स गुड अदर देन दिस?
How do you want to collaborate with the upcoming startups as per your interest? बताएं थोड़ा सा.
We want to back young startups.
You're interested to go with the equity or with the debt, or if you have any other model that you want to go with. That's basically my question.
So our thought process is very straight lined in terms of that. We do debt, but not from the fund. So, but typically we don't start with a debt product. We invest as an equity investor, but our criteria are, we don't want to be dull money. We only want to help or only wanted to invest in startups where we can add value beyond money. So we want to ensure that we can help that startup scale up a lot faster and use that money as a resource, as a instrument to reach that destination faster by making domestic or international introductions to potential clients, to potential collaborators, backward forward integration, or maybe potential strategic other strategic investors as well. And there are a lot of investors of similar mindset who are very open to investing as a co-investor in the rounds that we invested.
Understood. So, Mr. Saurabh, I would want to know that is there any particular point that you note having a singular founder or a founder that is having a co-founder with him? So, what's better? Like, if you are dealing with several founders or a couple of them or an individual, what is better for you?
Ideally, it is better to have co-founders, and it again depends from business to business. Single founders are, not the best situation to invest in. उसका एक दो reasons होते हैं. Typically, single founders they are not used to discussing their decisions with their core team members. Secondly, if something happens to that founder, my investment is dead the next day. गॉड फॉरबिड ऐसा ना हो, बट अगर वो फाउंडर ही को अगर एक्सीडेंट हो गया, वो कुछ उनको मिसहैप हो गया, तो मेरी इन्वेस्टमेंट या किसी की भी इन्वेस्टमेंट वो खराब हो जाएगी.
That's a great capitalistic mindset
Yeah,
actually,
yeah.
and everyone usually follows it. That's
हाँ, मतलब आप मतलब इंश्योरेंस भी उसी थॉट से कराते हो ना कि वो मिसहैप होगा तो ये
बिल्कुल
In fact, they
बिल्कुल
also look for the networking as well. Sometimes your startup come to us, they say that I am looking for investment as well as the networking, and I need the sources and the resources of a investor.
So we are very happy to bring in our network, and we have a respectable network both in India and outside India. Secondly, I also believe that there are some very crucial key positions in the startup. For example, a CTO, and a lot of startups engage or outsource the technical development part. And yesterday itself, I was sitting with a startup, and so there were 3 founders, and the CTO was given a salary and some ESOP, and that was a hardcore tech product.
Okay.
And the first question I had with them was कि why is the CTO not a co-founder? कल को आप लोग नहीं होगा तो चल जाएगा, वो CTO नहीं होगा तो उसको कल को डबल किसी ने सैलरी दी तो वो जाएगा ना. He doesn't have a upside, there is no benefit for him to stay for longer. Plus, secondly, more importantly, it is putting a lot of dent in the cash flow of the company कि आप इतना मोटा सैलरी दे रहे हो आप उसको, आप इक्विटी दो उसको, he has a stake in the company, he will stick to the company for a longer period. Secondly, then आपको अगर marketing, especially the commercial, there should be a very strong commercial person who will be able to take the company to market, and he should have relevant experience. अगर आपकी ई कॉमर्स कंपनी है तो डिजिटल मार्केटिंग का आपके पास बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग कैंडिडेट होना चाहिए. अगर आपकी फिनटेक कंपनी है तो देन यू शुड हैव अ रेलेवेंट पर्सन हु इज एबल टू सेल दोस कंपनी एंड ही हैज अ नेटवर्क ऑफ दोस पोटेंशियल टारगेट ऑडियंस. सो आपके पास मल्टीपल को फाउंडर्स होने बहुत जरूरी है डिपेंडिंग ऑन योर बिजनेस.
understood.
So, what's your long-term vision for FSV Capital?
So, in terms of the vision of FSV Capital, we are very, very lean in terms of that thought. We want to work with emerging tech startup. We want to ensure that we are able to introduce those both startups and large corporates. So we have some clients that are multinational companies also. We don't invest in them. We are too small. But we help them, with introductions on a government B2G segment, wherein they can interact with state governments or central governments and work with them on a larger long-term basis. So, and there's a synergy otherwise also. Sometimes those corporates also invest in our startup or expose their network or their business to their integration with those startups. So that helps in general.
Understood. Nowadays, there are several events, several cohorts, several shows that are happening pan-India, including Bangalore, Delhi, and the emerging cities where startups are basically allocated. So I just want to get a suggestion from you for our viewers that how shall they see that particular opportunity for the growth of their particular business. So are those events, are those cohorts, whether one-on-one interactions or whether a group interaction, is it good for a founder or it is just that he must inject that particular time to the company itself and just leave that particular?
Are you referring to networking event? Or are you referring to pitching events?
So we can.
Or are you referring to general events relating
just
to
basic general events where there can be some canopies displaying their products. There can be some one-on-one interaction. The person can interact directly on a personal basis. It's just a general event that we are.
So I have a very defined, thought process in terms of events. I used to attend a lot of events. And very soon I realized कि अगर if I'm going to Dubai to attend a 3-day event, and you met a lot of people, you saw a lot of companies, and you discussed with a lot of people. There are after events, there are after parties after that event, and you are busy doing, busy meeting a lot of people, you're networking, uh, but at the same time, by the time you are back, a lot of them, you just forget about most of them. It is very critical for a individual uh, to know before they go to the event what will they bring home.
Correct.
So if you interact with 100 people in an event, more or less 95 interactions would be not directly benefiting you as a founder.
That's true.
आपको ये जरूर, और वो 95 जो लोग हैं या 95 कॉन्वर्सेशन है, वो दे विल ईट 99% ऑफ योर टाइम, एंड इट इज ड्रेनिंग, इट इज टायरिंग. सो यू नीड टू लर्न कि यार ये कॉन्वर्सेशन मेरे बेनिफिट की नहीं है, इसको कट इट शॉर्ट राइट अवे एंड मूव ऑन टू अ कॉन्वर्सेशन. क्योंकि वो एक event where it is very easy to get carried away. A lot of people are very focused on the food, very focused on things that are not as relevant as the conversation are. So you need to be very focused, and it is a working day, and you should treat it like, you should not treat it as a holiday.
Yeah, right.
So you need to know that this is what I need to bring home as a founder, as a employee, or speak to people who are relevant to your cause.
So can we conclude it as that before going to any event, any cohort, the founder must prepare his or her mindset that I need to get these things done, I need to get this networking done, and only concentrate on that particular thing and get back to
Yes.
Yeah,
And
if
if
prepare a chart, then what exactly.
and if the events are global, are at a global scale, you also get a list of attendees. So for example, in GFF, Global Fintech Fest, GITEX in Dubai, Token 2049 in Dubai and Singapore. So you get an app of those events, and you will see who all are attending those events, and you can actually ping them on that app itself, and fix an appointment to meet them in the event itself. So it will help you a lot to be more focused, to have an understanding of what kind of people are attending, whether they are relevant or not. And sometimes the events are too big to not even you'll not be able to meet most of the startup.
Understood. So like being a venture capitalist firm and holding an experience in angel investing also, personally you have invested in several ones. I want to know that if you are looking at a startup for X amount of investment, what are the documents that you usually use for due diligence process that a founder needs to be very particular from the first day till the day he approaches you?
Okay. So we'll start. The first step, we ask them for a pitch deck, which is a detailed synopsis of the company. Then once we have, and based on that, we have a brief interaction with them. The next steps are, we ask them for an MIS and previous balance sheets if they are, they have any. Post that, we ask them for their major clienteles.
Okay.
And also research a little about the industry that they are in, their competition, the kind of people that they are, and what is the USP, what is the moat that they have, what is the differentiator that they have, are they doing a similar product. Then we look at their backgrounds, the startup founder background. They are the key people in terms of background, and we try to understand a little more about the key team members also, who are not co-founder but still key members of the team.
Right.
And also try to explore a little bit about their surroundings in terms of their ecosystem.
So that's basically a part of due diligence.
This is not due diligence, this is just a अंडरस्टैंडिंग. दिस इज अभी तो ड्यू डिलिजेंस में हम पहुंचे भी नहीं है, ये तो एक कम्युनिकेशन हो रही है अभी. ये इतना कॉन्वर्सेशन तो हम मतलब ऐसे बैठे बैठे भी, अगर आप हमारे साथ बैठे हो तो वी कैन डिस्कस इट कि यू कैन शेयर अबाउट योर कंपनी. सो ये तो बहुत सुपरफिशियल लेवल पे इंटरेक्शन है, बट दिस टेल्स अबाउट द पर्सन. So you fundamentally in a startup more often than not you are investing in the key people, and that is why multiple co-founders should be there. That team नहीं है तो वो lone wolf ज्यादा वो maverick mode पे चला जाता है.
True.
उनको भी
So, like Mr. Saurabh, in India, we have seen so many startups doing tremendous in their own domains like edtech, etc. But after a good amount of time, they gradually slows down their process. Like we can refer to Byju's as of now. So, how do you see those companies making a tremendous wealth, holding so much of asset at a particular point of time, and then gradually going down towards like zero as in today's manner?
Yeah, so simple words में greedy है वो. I think this is a plain. They see a lot of wealth moving around them. So if you're talking of millions and billions of dollars of valuation, and somebody holding 50% of that company, so technically if a company is $1 billion worth, they technically on paper they hold 500 million. 500 million is 4,000 crores. More often than not, those startup founders have never seen that kind of money
Absolutely.
in their total life.
Absolutely.
तो 4,000 करोड़ रुपया बहुत बड़ा अमाउंट होता है. So and they say यार एक काम करता हूँ ना, 4,000 करोड़ में से 1% ले लेता हूँ, मुझे 40 करोड़, उससे कमिलिया में घर खरीद लूंगा, जो उन्होंने सर ने करा था.
राइट.
तो और 1% की चोरी क्या चोरी है? चोरी तो चोरी है. So what happens is that कि and this happens, तो स्टार्टअप की सबसे बड़ी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी शुरू होती है जब उसका पैसा आ जाता है. लोगों को लगता है बस एक बार पैसा आ गया फिर देन वी कैन डू एवरीथिंग. दैट इज वेयर द रियल चैलेंज स्टार्ट, एंड दिस हैपेंस इन अदर फेसेट्स ऑफ लाइफ आल्सो. A lot of students you will interact with कि एक बार IIT में एडमिशन हो जाए फिर उसके बाद तो मेरी जिंदगी बन गई.
True.
बट IIT में एडमिशन के बाद जो 4 साल they will रगड़ो you, that is where the real value add is.
Right.
तो उनको कई लोग होते हैं ऐसे होते हैं, बट मोर ऑफन देन नॉट जो एडमिशन लेते हैं दे गो थ्रू. बट आई हैव सीन अ लॉट ऑफ cases where people are not able to cope up with the kind of pressure that you get in those Ivy League colleges. But again same story in the startup also. मैं ऐसी भी कंपनी को जानता हूँ जिन्होंने 12 करोड़ का वो कर रहे थे टर्नओवर, उन्होंने 30 करोड़ रुपीज रेज करा. 6 महीने में 15 करोड़ रुपए उनके पास नहीं थे.
अच्छा.
नहीं थे.
शॉकिंग.
मतलब उनका 30 में से 15 भी नहीं बचे थे. और कम बचे थे. और इवेंचुअली उन्होंने कंपनी कहीं जाके बेच दी. ठीक है. वो थोड़ा दैट वाज द ओनली सेंसिबल थिंग दैट दे डिड. दे रियलाइज कि हमारे से नहीं मैनेज हो पाएगा, इनको बेच के एटलीस्ट अपने इन्वेस्टर के साथ एक थोड़ा सा ऑनेस्ट ट्रीटमेंट कर लेते हैं, उनको रिकवरी हो जाए, उनको लॉस ना हो, दे कैन स्टिल make some money in the future,
right?
And they can obviously do something else, or maybe they continue to be part of that company itself. उसकी नई कंपनी का एक स्टॉक स्वैप कर लेते. But मतलब again raising money is not a criteria of success. आप most of the startups founders they build startups watching newspapers and television or social media that X company raised $1 million, Y company raised $1 billion, Z company raised $500 billion at this valuation and that valuation. And they said that they feel कि चारों तरफ से पैसा तो बड़े फ्री में आसानी से मिल रहा है, and they feel कि हम जाएंगे किसी के सामने बैठेंगे और वो इन्वेस्टमेंट दे देगा.
बेसिकली यही मेंटालिटी के साथ ना आजकल जो है नए बच्चे नए स्टार्टअप आते हैं, वो सोचते हैं कि एक पिच डेक बना लेते हैं, थोड़ा सा एक प्रिपरेशन कर लेते हैं कि पैसे को कहाँ एलोकेट करेंगे, क्या करेंगे, देन दे कम इन द मार्केट. बट बेसिकली उन्होंने होमवर्क करा ही नहीं होता है उस चीज के ऊपर. एक ड्रिल होती है कि काम करने की, वो नहीं है. उनको ये लगता है कि इन्वेस्टमेंट मिलना बहुत आसान है. फिर बाद में उनको रियलाइज भी होता है व्हेन दे कम विद द रिजल्ट कि हाँ यार ये तो इस रीजन पे रिजेक्ट हो रहा है और क्योंकि मैं इसको कर ही नहीं पाऊंगा, उसको बाद में रियलाइज हो जाता है.
और वो सच पीपल जैसी थोड़ी हार्डशिप्स आती हैं वो क्रम्बल करते हैं.
Absolutely right. So Mr. Saurabh, as we all know, there are so many shows on internet and on TV also. Several channels are hosting some big shots as an investors. how do you, being an investor, how do you look to those big shots that are publicly available in a domain but are not approachable? How do you look at them? That are they a good approach for an initial founder? Obviously, they can't be approached directly, but with some sources, or do they need to approach those big shots that are typically very and available on internet, can be seen on mobile while scrolling, can be seen on TV shows in ads, etc.? Are they a good opinion or not?
So, when I was, mentioning about startup founders being under researched, uh, there's another problem that or some another issue that the startup founders you do not address is that most of them, again, large number of startups do not build or invest in an advisory board. It is very critical, very important to have those stalwarts sit on your advisory board, so that somebody, if you're building a D2C brand or a textile brand and doing e-commerce, it would help you a lot to bring in somebody from a textile industry. It will help you a lot to bring in somebody with an e-commerce background. It will help you a lot in somebody with a supply chain management or a logistics background. And by experience, I mean 20, 25 years, 30, 40 years of experience people. Because those people will actually tell you that what not to do. कि आप ये करोगे तो आप 6 महीने बाद वहां फंस जाओगे. And it's not even that they're asking you for a big salary upfront. They ask you for a certain advisory equity, which is fair on their part because their time has a value attached to it, and they are definitely adding value, and that definitely saving you a lot of resources. So लोग थर्ड स्टेप करना उनको बहुत आसान लगता है कि यार पहले इन्वेस्टर को अप्रोच कर लो, पर पहले अपने आप को तो इस लायक प्रेजेंटेबल बनाओ कि आप इन्वेस्टर आपके साथ सीरियस समझ के आपसे बात करें. एंड अगेन देन now that I have 5 people with 30, 40, 50 years of experience, they will tell me, a lot of things. More often than not, each one of those 5 people will introduce me to 5 people who are potential investors. वो बोलेंगे मैं इसको गाइड कर रहा हूँ, ये हमारे मेंटी स्टार्टअप्स हैं. Why don't you write a 10 lakh rupee check or a 25 lakh rupee check each and make it a 1 crore rupee check consolidated? 1 crore रुपए में वो करेगा ना उसको, he'll do a alpha and beta. Let them, धक्के खाने दो. आपको एसी रूम में बैठ के इन्वेस्टमेंट मिलेगी, ये अगर आपकी एक्सपेक्टेशन है तो then seriously something is not matching. True. आपको you will have to get your hands dirty.
Understood. So what do you expect a founder initially having, because while we are talking about ideation stage ones, that's the stage where you need guidance. When you have earned something, when you know your business is running, it has made you 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh, up to 10 lakh a month. So at that point of time, founders must have witnessed some kind of knowledge for them.
So as I mentioned earlier, again, first thing is to invest your time and energy and blood and sweat into researching about your startup and your idea. Talk to people, meet people from the industry, interact with potential customers, potential clients. Secondly, most importantly, or very importantly, build a team. Identify people who you can count on. A good team is something that does not cost a lot of money. Okay, a founding team create kare to it can be, you can offer them equity, early stage equity. And thirdly, you have to build a very strong advisory board. And lastly, get associated with an incubation program.
These are the four very things that a startup must do at the initial age.
Yes. Fifth also.
Yeah.
If you are able to do a POC, you have a MVP. Reach out to people who are willing to pay for your services or your product. Do an alpha round, alpha testing. Reach out to family and friends and get their feedback.
Understood. Wonderful. So concluding this particular session of ours, firstly, we are very grateful that you have provided your time, very
It's been a
precious time,
pleasure. Absolute
for us to interview you, to know your knowledge, and
Correct.
somebody could get benefited from your experiences that you have encountered so far. I would lastly would want to know what is your way that you would like to introduce FSV Capital to the initial founders. How can people approach you if they want to, and then we shall.
Being very candid with you, so we normally don't invest in an ideation
Okay.
startup. Uh, where we come in is where they have some proof of concept.
Mhm.
They have some bare minimum revenue. They have some consistent recurring clients.
Okay.
But that is the stage that we typically go into startups.
Okay.
It can be small revenue, but there has to be some revenue there.
Got it.
Very happy to support those ideation startups in guiding them. But as an investor, we don't invest at that stage.
Okay.
But once they reach that initial early stage of revenue, very happy to interact with them and support them otherwise also.
Understood.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Saurabh Jain, for your time that you have given to us.
No, it's been a
That
pleasure.
was really an amazing session that we had here. And guys, I really have learned a lot from Mr. Saurabh too. That in fact there were some pointers that we were in fact was not aware. So
True.
that was helpful. Thank you so much, Mr. Saurabh, for
Thank you.
coming in our show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.